And we have couple of members today. I think few are new faces and some are old faces. So to save our time, I better jump into our main business gradually. We have a few new faces so far, I think. Guys, if you never mind, those of you who are joining very fast today, if you please share your profile, just introduce yourself. That would be, I think, good for all of us. Please go ahead one by one. Who has joined for the first? Please.
Okay. Uh, Sahil bhai, Assalamu alaikum, and all of the members who have joined here. I have joined one of the class before.
Yeah, the end of the class. Yeah, yes, last
At the
session.
end of the class.
Mm,
And this is Dr. Muhammad Shuman Hussain, working as an associate professor, Department of Accounting and Information System, University of Rajshahi, from Bangladesh.
okay,
I
good.
think
Okay, Shuman, what's your career aspiration? As you already have doctorate degree so far, I know, and you're interested in our this group for yourself or for your students?
Actually, for both, both. Actually, for both, because I have to contribute my students. I have to take class. That's why, actually, the learning has no ending.
Good.
That's how. And another thing that's for my perspective, I want to go to for postdoc. Okay,
Mhm. Okay.
for okay, that's one of the reason you have to be here actually.
Oh, good. Good. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. In the last session as well, we got another honorable doctorate degree holder from India, Dr. P. Chandra Kumar. So far, I can remember, but he is not joining today. Whatever. Okay. Thank you, Shuman. Hopefully, we will be going ahead together.
Yes,
And
yes,
that's a good point. You can think about your postdoc and also for your students, and why not another PhD from Oxford or Cambridge? Okay, in academics there are some guys having multiple doctorate degrees. There are some
yes,
people
yes,
always are out there. So think what you can do, what is fit for you, what is your career aspiration. Of course, they you are free to choose the options. Okay, next, who would like to introduce, please?
Good afternoon, Sir
Welcome.
Bhai. I am Roshana Parveen, MSc Healthcare students of University of BPP and Waterloo campus. Actually, Solbhai is known to me in previously. So today is my first class. Um, in previous class, I am not able to attend the class. I have some problem. So hopefully, I will carry all of you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. You are presently in London, right?
Yeah, now I am
Okay,
in London.
okay, that's good. Good to see you. Yeah, a couple of days back, I went to London, but sorry, I was supposed to
Oh,
meet you.
why you don't know? No, this is
I
not
could not
acceptable,
actually.
sir.
It
Bhai.
was
This is not
it was
acceptable.
already too late. After finishing the program, I had to come back early. So
Uh,
I did not phone
you
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 while I
promised
was
with
in
me.
London.
You promised with me. Do you remember? You
Sorry.
promised with me. You if you come in London, then you call me,
Yeah,
and
yeah. I
we'll
was
live
supposed
together.
to. I
But
was
this
supposed
is
to.
not.
It's not fair.
I hope
Pardon me. Yeah,
I
it's
hope
not fair.
another time when you come in London, then I
Yes,
hope
I
you
hope.
will meet with me.
Maybe in this month, maybe in this month I have to come to London for my passport renewal purpose.
Okay.
So in that case, maybe I can meet you. No worries.
Okay. I hope
Yeah. Okay. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, Arfan
Thank
Rapa.
you.
Okay, then who else?
Hello everyone, this is Arif. I'm currently doing masters in supply chain management at Aston University, Birmingham. So Shoel Bhai and me, we have done the visa processing at the same time. So
Yeah.
and he has taken a nice initiative to. As I'm doing my masters, so I'm thinking to go for PhD after that. So I was anyway going to call you and discuss with you on these, but then I saw that you have taken this initiative. But as I was working on the normally work on Saturdays, so I couldn't join your previous sessions. So today I was free, so I
Okay.
thought to let's. And it's something like this research proposal. This is what I'm going to do for my masters. Also, I have to give the dissertation proposal. So I thought it's going to be helpful for me for this as well. Anyway, it's a big thumbs to you, Shoelbhai, for this initiative. It's really a great one. Thank you, and
Okay. Thank
nice
you,
to
Arif
meet you
bhai.
all.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Actually, we have another identity. We did executive MBA from IBA, right?
Yeah,
So from from there, I was introduced to Arif bhai, a great man. Thank you so much for joining. Okay.
That's a you were classmate once upon a time.
Yeah. Yeah. Learning buddy, you can say. So great. Arif bhai, everything is all right there? You got your family with you, right?
yeah. You can,
Arif bhai, you can't hear
yeah,
you.
I think you can hear my son is he's playing, so he's making some noises out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, it's going
Yes.
on like
Thank you.
the
Thank you
life
so much.
initial life is little bit of no, so but trying to settle down.
Hmm. Okay, great. Yeah, I'm also thinking to get my family here. It's still waiting. Let's see what happens. I don't know whether in the meantime the government will change the visa or all these requirements and things. God knows what's going to happen. Okay, that's great. We have, I think, anybody else wants to introduce yourself, please? Go ahead.
Hello, hello,
Hi.
audible.
Yes, go ahead. We can hear
Yeah,
you, please.
my name is Shaima. I'm a Masters of Research student in University of Dundee. This is my second semester. First time I joined the class. Most of the time, my this time was very. I cannot join the classes due to some of the reasons. My work. I'm a student here, so my part time. Uh,
Oh, yeah.
most of the time I see the records. Thank you so much for the initiative. Uh,
Mhm.
I'm doing that as in accounting and business research method. So,
Mhm.
post especially I'm taking for PhD. So this is a great opportunity.
Mm.
Thank you for giving this platform. I'm always searching the scholarship related thing. Unfortunately, see your page and your connection. I think it's through LinkedIn. Uh, I think. Anyway, thank you so much for sharing your views and sharing this type of initiatives. And thank you so much.
Okay. Okay. All the best.
Thank you.
Keep in touch with us, and hopefully something better is waiting for all of you. I hope. Okay. Thank you. Great. Okay. Next, who is gonna introduce yourself, please? Go ahead. Feel free. If possible, switch on the camera. Anybody wants to introduce? Don't feel shy, please. It's a global platform. It's an opportunity for you. Please go ahead. Amirul Islam, please. Okay. Unmute yourself and hello, Amirul Islam. Can you hear us? Okay. We can't hear you actually. We have ANH Noyon. Please, would you introduce yourself? This is a very common question for your scholarship interview as well. So it's not that waste of time. So
Definitely.
rehearse your interview, scholarship interview. We can't hear you as well. We have someone. Okay, please. No, and go ahead. We can't hear you. Unmute yourself.
Assalamualaikum. Myself Mohammad Nurul Hussain Noyon. I am
Yes.
from Chottogram, Bangladesh.
Yeah.
I already completed my MBA
Mhm.
under finance in last year. Already working in Cyber Bangladesh Limited.
Mhm.
Now I try to my better.
Okay.
I going in Canada so purpose.
Mhm.
So I I joined here about how to my career build up and as well as your tactics and techniques as well as your knowledge which is you sharing with
Okay.
us.
Okay. Good.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you. Okay, we have someone named Islam ABC. Someone, sorry if I get it wrong. Would you please introduce yourself, please? Someone named MT something. Can you hear us? No? Okay. Anyway, now let's jump to our presentation bit. Hmm. Can you guys see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. Bear with me. I better join from another device to see your faces actually. I don't know what's wrong with this. Okay, where is it? Yes. That's the problem. If I join from two devices, it creates a problem. Okay. So we have done our first bit, introducing ourselves. Now, today our topic is basically research proposal. What is it? Why is it that important? And most importantly, how to write a good research proposal, especially for PhD admission and at the same time scholarship as well. PhD research proposal is one of the most important components, not only for PhD admission, but also for your scholarship. In one of our last survey questions, I raised opinion survey among all of you. What are the most difficult hurdle for you on the way to have a decent scholarship, especially PhD and research degree? And many of you opined that it's research proposal, and some of you said publications. And you are quite right. Research proposal and publication, these two are, yeah, I could say, the most vital components for the scholarship. Of course, you are a bit familiar all of with these research proposal things. Roughly, the size is 1,000 to 3,000 words, but again, it varies from university to university, right? There is no hard and fast number, exact number to say for your research proposal. It will definitely depend on university, and more importantly, it will depend on your supervisor's suggestions and opinions. Maybe there is some noise. If you, someone please mute your sound, please. When you want to talk, just unmute. Otherwise, please keep muted. Thank you. So the size is roughly 1 to 3,000 words, and number of pages would be maybe 5 to 7 pages or whatever. The contents are basically what you see in a typical journal. These are the main components for research proposal as well, with a bit differences. And with the title, introduction, literature review, research question or objective, data methodology, significance. And one important thing for a research proposal, especially in the UK, you'll be required to accommodate the research plan or schedule and references. And we'll be going through each of these elements in the coming slides. Bear with me. And before jumping into how to write a research proposal, let's have a look at why is it so important. Right. As we talked before, this is one of the vital deciding factors for your scholarship. It's a key part of your admission application. There are a couple of factors. By this research proposal, the university wants to know whether there is a suitable supervisor, suitable expert in that field. When you submit the application, before submitting application, you have to develop the research proposal in consultation with the supervisor. In most of the cases, especially for ESRC scholarship, you must have a research proposal. And in terms of your, if you say about project scholarship, if it is a advertised project scholarship, in that case, research proposal may not be that much vital, because for a project, the supervisor has already done the research proposal while he or she was having the research grant from the government. Research proposal broadly was done. But again, you have to have a research outline, something like proposal, and the supervisor will evaluate whether this proposal matches with the existing research project. If your proposal matches with the supervisor's advertised project, that means you are done. So that's the important thing. What is the big picture, if I am allowed to show you the whole proposal, what this is and what are the steps from beginning to the end you can follow for research proposal? Yes, of course, before writing a research proposal, you must select the research area or research theme. And yes, I'll be detailing all these elements in the coming slides. Once you have decided your research area or theme, go for literature search based on your selected research theme. And after having the literature search, you have to preserve, you have to manage this literature, these papers. So you must use a reference manager software. While doing this search bit and managing research reference manager software, you have to shortlist some important papers. And for doing this, you can skim through the paper. I'll show you how you can do the skimming your paper. After skimming through the paper, when you have shortlisted some of the papers. Now you go for active reading of each of the paper, and line by line, even between the line, and highlight the important points, important parts of those shortlisted papers. Once you have done this serial number 1 to 5, you already have got some idea in your head what could be your research topic. Remember, we started with your research theme or area. Now at step number 6, you got the still it's draft. You got your research topic kind of thing. Maybe what could be your main variables of interest, what could be your independent variables, what could be your dependent variables, all these things, you have already got the idea. Now we will start writing your proposal. Once the first draft is done, of course, you have to update it regularly because this is just a beginning. You will continue your literature review or reading some new papers, new articles, and you will get new ideas. So you have to update the proposal regularly. And the last part is, once you share this proposal with your potential supervisor, and the supervisor will now jump in, he will give you suggestion, he will advise you. Now you have to customize, revise the proposal following the supervisor's suggestions. This is the big picture of the whole research proposal. Now let me allow to go in detail step by step. So how will you select your research topic? You can ask. For research topic selection, first thing is your passion. Which area you are interested in doing further research. And at the same time, try to also accommodate if you have any academic or any professional performance or any publications in this field. You cannot just out of nowhere, you cannot choose the topic where you don't have any academic background, you don't have any work experience, somehow you fall in love with. No, that's not wise. You must have, behind the passion, you must have whether academic background or your real life work experience or any publications. Okay, that is called performance, I mean. And also you have to think about what is the market potential of this area or theme. Because if the field is not emerging enough, if it is not a contemporary issue, maybe you won't get suitable supervisor. Even if you get a suitable supervisor, maybe you won't be financed. You won't be given this scholarship in that very field. You know, scholarship authority or funding authority always tries to prefer certain themes, certain areas or fields. And it varies time to time, right? It always changes. So your passion, your performance, and the market potential of that topic or theme is very important. Are you with me, guys?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So once you have the research kind of theme or area selected, now you should go for literature search. How will you do literature search? Yes, start with Google Scholar because it's free, it's openly available. You don't have to have any kind of paid or any subscription kind of thing. There is also Microsoft Education. They have also this sort of research repository search engine. And there is Semantic Scholar, another research papers repository or search platform. And Dimensions is another platform for searching your literature. Hundreds of millions of papers You will just have the name and some abstract. It's not possible to download all of this because Google Scholar will not let you to download the thing. Google Scholar will just give you the link of the paper. Okay, you will go to the link of the journal, and if it is an open source journal, you will be able to download the paper immediately. If it is not open source journal, in that case, you cannot download, but you can read the abstract. And if it is a paid journal, you have to take help from someone who has access to this sort of paid subscription. They can help you in downloading this paper. And for literature search, you have to use keywords, right? I'm thinking to organize any dedicated session only for literature search. How to search literature smartly. That is also, it deserves a whole dedicated session. I cannot cover all these things in one sitting. One important thing for a literature search is SLR paper. SLR paper is called Systematic Literature Review paper. Why I am focusing on it? Say, for example, if your area is, say, sustainable supply chain, for example. If you go for systematic literature review paper on sustainable supply chain, these SLR paper, what they do is they already accommodate search all the papers on sustainable supply chain. Say, for example, SLR or meta-analysis, there are maybe, for example, 500 papers on sustainable supply chain, for example. These all 500 sustainable supply chain papers have already been collected and studied in one paper. This is called SLR on sustainable supply chain. So systematic literature review paper will be a very good starting point for you when you will be doing the literature review or literature search, I must say. See, you are getting 500 papers, list of 500 papers in one paper, in one article. Isn't it helpful for you? Because it's saving you time to go for searching the paper one by one. It will take you months even to search for 500 papers. What you can get in a single paper, this is called systematic literature review paper. This SLR paper is available in every discipline. In every discipline, you will find systematic literature review paper. Then reference manager software. Why I'm talking about reference manager software at the very proposal stage? Yes, this will indicate your capability. You can, as part of your application, you can say, I am familiar with this sort of software, reference manager software. That is your research skill. It will give you advantage for your application. At least one. You need not go for several reference manager software. Just try at least one. The very beginning of your research proposal, it will make your life easy for not only for managing reference, but also other things, even reading the paper, highlighting the paper, all these things can be done on reference manager software. It could be Mendeley, it could be Jutaro. Mendeley, Jutaro, both of these are free and not is a paid software. Maybe you have to pay for it. So start with Mendeley or Jutaro. Then how you shortlist the papers, how you will do the skim through, what I mean by skimming through the research paper. What I mean is, say you have the research theme, you have done your literature search, you have maybe got, say for example, maybe 50 papers, right? Again, the papers should not be from just any journal. Remember, you must maintain the quality. Do not waste your time behind any unrecognized, any predatory journals paper. No, always maintain quality. In the UK, we call it ABS ranking, especially for business and social science, mostly business and social science. We call it ABS ranking. For maintaining the quality of journal, you have to consider the journal ranking always. Always. Try to maintain ABS 4 star or 3 star, not below 3 star. Better. And if you talk about Australian context, maybe ABDC ranking is very popular there. ABDC. Start with A star, A, B. Not below B. Never. So, quality journal paper. Read the abstract first. Of course, abstract is just 5 or 7 lines of text. Before jumping into the paper inside, read the abstract first. If it is something matching your passion, matching your interest in area, then only you can go for further detail in the body section. After reading the abstract, if you think no, it doesn't that much interesting, it's not that much interesting to me and doesn't match with my area, leave it. But if it is something you are interested in and you're looking for, remember, what are you looking for? You're looking for defining your topic, right? That's the purpose. You know, in most of the papers, at the end of the article, there will be a section. This is called future research direction. Especially in the conclusion part of a paper, you will have the opinion of that author. What could be future research in this area? This part is an important source for you to find out your topic. Maybe someone has done sustainability marketing paper, written a paper. At the end of the paper, the author is saying, yes, we have done these and these in this paper, but still there are some issues potential for future research. This is very important information for you, from where you can have some idea what could be your research, what could be your topic. And again, as I told you before, read list of papers in the SLR. In SLR, all the papers will be summarized. Who is the author? What are the questions have been answered in this paper? What are the findings? What are the implications of this article, of this paper? All these things will be presented in a tabular format of any SLR paper. So this SLR paper tabular format will be really helpful for you. And also read the findings of the SLR paper. This SLR paper, this findings part will tell you, say within sustainability marketing, there could be subsector. Is it consumer behavior? Is it branding? Is it communication? In which area this particular paper falls in? Let me share with an example. Just yesterday, one of my supervisors shared with me a paper. If I am, just bear with me, couple of seconds. Literature, my supervisor. Yes. You see, This is the paper yesterday my supervisor has shared with me for my reference. This is a literature review paper. See, Green Bonds for Sustainable Development, Review of Literature on Development and Impact of Green Bonds. Just an example I am showing you. So this paper, literature review paper, you see how many papers they have collected for this. Let's see, 53. 53 papers on this topic, on this green bond topic. These authors have summarized in a single paper. And this is the list of the journal from which journal these papers have been collected. And you see here the list of this paper. Topic of this study, keywords, hypothesis, objective, numerical results, key findings. See, these have been tabulated in a summarized version, all these 53 papers. Now, say if your study is on green bond, for example, this very paper will be greatly helpful for you to define your research proposal, to find out your research topic, a single paper. So that is why I am especially focusing on systematic literature review paper for your topic selection, for your theme selection. Are you with me, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is about shortlist papers, skim through. Then you go for active reading and between the line reading, I must say. I would highly recommend to use this reference manager software. Say, for example, I personally use Mendeley. In this software, you can do highlight, insert comment, you can keep notes. And yes, of course, if you feel like reading the print copy, you can. Because what I do personally, when I do the super serious study, I always prefer print version of the article. I print the article and I read it very, very seriously, carefully. My phone is off, computer is off, everything is off. Okay, window, door, everything is off. I read that serious study with print copy and I highlight and I mark. So I just do both, sometimes soft copy and sometimes hard copy. It varies. The more serious the study, the more analog I am. This is how I'm used to, because sometimes it's distracting to study on computer, and of course not on a smartphone. A smartphone is not for study in most of the cases, so to say. Yeah, you can do some relaxed thing. You can watch some video, all these things, because there is high chance of distraction on a smartphone. Okay, so just try to make the combination of both soft and hard. Just let me show you the Mendeley software, how I use it for highlighting and reading things. Oh, who is asking for my password? Yes, this is the Mendeley reference software. See, an example, let me show one. See, this is the paper. Say, for example, this is a paper. Here, annotation. Annotation, I have just noted it. US ACC issues rule for climate disclosure in March 2022. This is just note I have taken for this paper, sustainability linked loan contracting kind of thing. And you can also add something detailed related to variable, related to data, related to statistics, all these things. Okay. If you just want to read the, say for example, you take any paper, PhD. If you want to read it, click here. This is the article. If you want to highlight something, say for example, this line is very important for me. Highlight. And next time you can find, you will revisit the paper, you can just focus on the highlight part. So you can do that as well in the soft copy. Now to deep dive into research proposal writing. Okay. As we have talked before, you need a very professional and catchy title for your research proposal. And the number of words should be around 15, ideally around 15, more or less 15 words in title, not too much, not too few. And there will be an introduction. This is kind of a background or rationale of your research proposal. Okay, you introduce with the main theme of your research, main subject of your research, some theoretical issues, and some practical applications or empirical applications. The broad themes you just introduced in the introduction part. Then you highlight what you want to do in this project, in the introduction part or in the very beginning part. Then you deep dive into literature review. Literature review, also you can cover the theoretical part of your proposed research. You know, in any research, theory is important, because if you don't have any back-end theory behind your research, it's very unlikely that it will be accepted. You cannot plan to do something where there is no any previous theoretical background or any reference at all. There must have some theoretical reference and some theoretical tension, like theoretical debate. What one school of scholars think this way, and how about, is there any alternative hypothesis? Is there any theoretical debate? Is there any debate against this school of thought? If you can demonstrate both of them, yes, one school of thought proposes this way, but in recent days there is another alternative school of thought, and this is their argument. As this is a debatable issue, that is your good point for the research, because it's not settled. It's still highly debated. It's not generally accepted yet. That is why I'm going to research on this topic. And this will indicate that, yes, when you will present both of the sides of an argument of a theme, then the supervisor will be confident, yes, this man is aware of both of these schools of thoughts. He's not biased. You remember, in research, you should not be biased. Whatever you say, whatever you want to claim, show the evidence. Don't just say blindly. No, that's not a quality of a researcher. Anything you say, of course, you have some particular interest in a particular field, but that should be backed by some evidence or data or research, not just out of whim, not at all. Then you have the clear objectives of your research, clear aims, because that will be your goal. And these objectives could be summarized could be presented in a very specific question form. Say one major objective or goal, and will be accompanied by 2 or 3 very clear-cut questions. If you can find the answers of these questions, your goal will be achieved. So questions is like part of your goal or objectives. This framing these questions is very, very important for your proposal. By saying the questions, the supervisor will decide whether the whole research is worth or not. If you are proposing the questions which has already been answered by many of the researchers before, then the supervisor will not be interested in your research because it has already been answered by many previous researchers. So come up with interesting question which has practical implications, which is creative and innovative questions, and at the same time it should be doable. You cannot come up with a question, yes, it sounds interesting, but there is no mechanism of answering this question. That's not practical, right? It should not be so radical question that is impractical. No. You make this balance with all of this. Then once you have defined your questions, now how are you going to answer these questions? You need data, right? You need methods. How will you answer these questions? What process, what approaches you will be applying in your research along the way? And again, everything will be referenced with backup research. No worries, many things have already been done by many good and scholars around the world. What the challenging part is, you have to just find out this suitable research, previous research for you. Okay. Most of the things are already out there. But finding the best thing, finding the most relevant thing for you is also not that easy. Because millions of journal papers are out there. You have to quote, you have to cite only relevant papers for you. You cannot just cite any of them. So which data you will be using, from where you will get this data, what are the variables you will be using, which variables will be your dependent variable, which variable will be your independent variable, and what is the theoretical background, whether there is any relation or not, right? And which method, why will you be using this method that is called methodology. There's a very significant difference between method and methodology. Method is just how. This is the way I will be answering this question. But methodology is why you will be using this method. That is philosophical factor. To answer this question, I will be using this method, and this is the theoretical background, this is the philosophical background for using this method. And after this, you have to mention why is your research important? What is the contribution? What will be the significance of your research? After doing this research, what something new the scholars will get, what something new the practitioners will get. That is called theoretical implications or practical implications. You have to guess, you have to estimate, because your research is still not started, right? Just your beginning. And timeline and schedule. You in the UK, you have 3 years for completing your PhD research. So in these 3 years period, what are you going to do? You have to make a plan. It's part of the research proposal. Most of the universities look for this timeline or schedule. So then you have to make a Gantt chart. What are the major tasks? Literature search, then you're framing the question, data collection. Okay. If you have any field visit, if you have any placement or internship, in UK there is PhD placement, or that is called internship as well. If you have any plan, you could include it in your research schedule or timeline. So you have to, the whole research project have to be dissected in different parts, maybe 10 or 20 parts or task. Then you have to mention, okay, in the first 6 months I'll be doing literature review, in the second 6 months I'll be doing the data collection. This way you have to define it. And finally, the references. Reference is also important. Why? Because make sure every supervisor will go through the reference list. This is a must. Why? Because the supervisor will be looking at whether you have cited the most important papers in this field or not. If the supervisor finds that, okay, your proposal topic is not that bad, it's good enough, but unfortunately, you did not mention the most seminal, the most relevant papers in this field, then supervisor will think, okay, you did not study a lot. Your literature search is not good enough because you have missed the most important papers in your research proposal. That's not a good sign. Okay, so this is in brief my part regarding the whole research proposal. And in the meantime, I have shared lots of things on this research proposal writing. Have you all visited our Google Classroom already, guys?
Yeah.
We have already shared all the materials in our Google Classroom, right? For this today's session. Guys,
Yes.
have you seen them?
Yes.
Not all actually. Actually.
Yeah, let me just share some of them. Show it. Yeah, this is the section 4 research proposal. All these materials already shared here. And I have also shared one of my research proposal as an example. But be careful of using this proposal because it will not be wise to just copy and paste this proposal because it has already been used. I am already using it and some other people already got this proposal. So it would be really suicidal if you just copy and paste this proposal and use it.
Yes,
Remember,
definitely.
just use it as an example. Okay. This is just I have written a couple of around 10 proposals altogether. Okay. Different supervisors ask for different things, right? It's not all same. See, background and rationale, literature review and hypothesis development, the research methodology, and there are the questions or hypotheses. Questions are here. Variables, data, research design, and some endogeneity kind of thing. Significance of the research and research timeline and schedule. See, literature search, when it will start and when it will end, and how much time it will take in weeks. So I have listed here around 24 tasks for 3 years time. And then reference, right? And I have also shared an important template for you. I got it from one of the Australian professors, Dr. Frank Jang. He was at the University of Queensland, actually. With him, I started writing a research proposal, and he shared with me this template. So for just doing the, I mean, this is just like worksheet of a research proposal. You can use it as a research proposal worksheet. In the beginning, start with this, and after doing this, you can just move to a Word file and make it as paragraph-wise essay style. See, working title, basic research question, key papers, motivation or puzzle. Okay. Then three important things. What is the idea? What is the data? What are the tools you will be using? Then what is new? What is your novelty? So what? That is significance. And then contribution. And some other issue. This is very helpful template for designing a research proposal. And this is widely used in Australia for designing research proposal. Okay. And I have also shared authentic materials from different university. University of Exeter, what they say about research proposal, University of Manchester, University of Sussex, University of Birmingham, then Open University, Newcastle University. Okay, I have shared only the authentic materials from the experts, not just any amateur researcher. Okay. Okay, so I'm done. If you have any question and comment, please go ahead. Regarding research proposal, if you have any particular question, please go ahead. Any particular question on research proposal?
Hello.
Shall I?
Yes, please.
So, in case if the topic is already given, so in that case, the research proposal what we need to submit, so that has to follow the same topic, right?
It should be at least relevant for the project, because
Okay.
the supervisor has a particular project. He has been financed for a particular project.
Mhm.
If your research is far away from the project, definitely the supervisor will not be interested in your proposal, because your proposal will not be adding any value for their project.
Okay.
And if it is not relevant for the project, then there is no point, right? At least should be relevant. It should not be exactly same. No need, not necessary. See, in one of my examples, in one of my experiences at the Heriot Watt University, I have maybe I have showed it in one of our previous sessions. It was an advertised project scholarship for me. Broadly, the project was circular economy. Broadly, it was circular economy, sustainability development, sustainable development, sustainable finance. This was the broad area of the project. And in every advertised project, you will be given a profile of the project. So from the project profile, you will have the idea what is the research area. Definitely, you will get it. But my research proposal was on sustainable banking, what I have shared with you. Still, I'm doing research on sustainable banking. So when I saw the broad area is sustainable finance, and my topic is sustainable banking, I thought, yes, it's relevant. I submitted my ready-made proposal for that advertisement, and I got the scholarship. And the supervisor categorically mentioned, your research questions are very interesting. I am interested in your research proposal as well. So it was a good match.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody else?
Yes, I have a doubt.
Please.
Yeah, my doubts is regards to referencing.
Mhm.
The reference we are following 3 or 4 star published article, right?
At least three, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Reference.
My question is that I'm from India. I'm taking the Indian scenario, searching some of my topic related articles. That articles I can see in the Google Scholar. There is no ranking. Each even there is someone is one ranked. So how can I can put this as a references in research proposal?
Okay, you mean how to ensure the
Yeah,
ranking journal, right?
I know the how to ensure the ranking journal, how to check the ranking, but my topic is related to Indian scenario. That is the thing. But
Okay.
that scenario,
You
uh,
mean you mean that there is scarcity of research papers in the Indian context with this sort of ABS 3, ABS 4, right?
yeah, no, I
That's
don't find anything because I'm searching a lot of thing, but
yeah,
how
that's
I
okay. That's fine. That's fine. If broadly the research, I mean your research area, the papers you will be collecting on the research area
mm-hmm,
should be from high ranked journal, as much high as possible. Not necessary that this paper should be from all Indian context. No need.
okay,
No need. That
okay,
indicates you
uh,
have cited papers from maybe European context, maybe China context, maybe American context.
mm-hmm,
Enough. That's enough.
okay,
Indian context, if the research is already done in Indian context, then you should not do that research.
okay, fine,
Yeah, that is a research gap actually.
Yeah, that is your
yeah,
research gap. That's your opportunity.
okay, fine,
Opportunity.
Okay. Again, don't go for any kind of just so-called journal. No, never.
okay,
Because the quality professors, they are always obsessed with quality.
yes, yeah,
If you just cite any so-called article,
mm-hmm,
it will be boomerang for you.
okay, fine, thank you.
Okay. Anybody else?
Okay, thank you, Solbai, for your nice presentation. And actually, you have also, already pointed out all the things related to research proposal. And already that is the we have the problem actually the reference manager. And what I have actually found out in my research, the Mandeli or something like that in our country and in our universities. Actually, the most of the professors are not actually what to say uh, mm, uh, well
Our
known
yeah.
aware about this type of software. That's why our the researchers faces different problems. And I actually attended one of workshop in via actually the online workshop that is from elsewhere who actually gave some speech on Mendel's software. I
Mhm.
tried to adapt these things, but firstly I tried, but at the end I failed actually to accommodate all the things because in some of the papers may not in the online so, in our in country context we have to incorporate some printed journals we have to go through actually. That's
Mhm.
why there is a problem.
Mhm.
Although you are in the developed countries and all the journals are in online, that's in that case it is very easy to take over. That's the problem actually feel. And I
Yeah, thank you. For managing reference, software is a must. Software is a must. This is efficient, this is productive. Otherwise, managing the references manually is just kind of mad. It will kill most of your time just
Most of
for
the time.
just which can be done by machine. If something can be done by machine, you should not waste doing that job, right? That's the first thing. It's not a big deal. Just you will need a couple of hours of training is enough. Couple of hours training is enough, but you have to do it yourself. If you just write one article, just try to write one article using a reference manager software, then you will be done. That's it. From next onward, you will not even think of doing it manually. I saw in Bangladesh someone done his PhD in using the manual referencing. After writing all his PhD thesis, he sent it to me for checking. And I asked him, how did you manage your references? And he said to me very quite frankly, I did it manually. Hundreds of references he managed manually, and a significant portion of his PhD time used behind this reference manager. But this thing could be done by software, just a matter of click. Just matter of click. Maybe if you feel like, I can arrange some session on literature search and also how to manage reference manager software. If you like, maybe in future.
I think from my experience, I think it is very important for the new researcher and also us. If you have the time, please arrange such session.
Okay, I'll try. If a good number of people are interested, then maybe in future I'll arrange as well.
I have another question. Actually, sometimes in your paper, actually, they did objective and questions. Which part should be given first, whether questions or objective?
Actually, this is not very hard and fast. In most of the paper, you will not find any separate section for objective and question. If you read any quality article, again, quality matters a lot. You can definitely, there are some papers you will find objectives, questions of this serial, but in most of the cases, if you go for a quality journal paper, you will see all these parts will be covered in the introduction. In the introduction part, they will not mention this is the objective section, this is the question section. They will not say it, but everything will be a part of introduction. The introduction part basically covers what is the main problem, what is the main objective, what are the main questions, and why is it important. After doing this, what are the findings and what is the significance? You see, a typical introduction part of an article covers the whole paper. In introduction, you will also get the findings of the research. So in objective is just a broad term which will accommodate your questions. For achieving your objectives, you need to answer some questions. So questions are just like part of objective. If you can get the answers of these following 2 or 3 questions, your goal, your aim, or your objective, whatever you say, you need not be philosophical to distinguish all these terms in an article. Yes, linguistically there are differences. Goal, objective, aim are not same. But in journal article perspective, we should not be that much serious about distinguishing this thing. What is the goal? What is the objective? What is the aim? No. Okay.
If we actually go through the strategic management, then there must have some differences.
Logically, there are some nuances. But in article perspective, they don't matter. Matter is, you can say, okay, if you just read carefully any paper, you will find these differences clearly. In many cases, you will not find the word objective in the whole paper at all. You will not find the word goal in the whole paper, not a single time. But by reading the statement, you will understand, oh, this is the objective, maybe this is the goal. But they will not categorically mention this is the objective, this is goal. Okay. But problem, when you deal with problem, that is also a kind of question. What problem you are dealing, or you could say, what are the questions you are trying to answer? The same thing. Just putting it differently. Okay. What problem you are solving, or you could just rephrase it in different way. These are the major questions we're asking, we're trying to investigate. Or you could say, but the questions remain unanswered. We just present it differently. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you everyone for your time. And Joydev, please go
Yeah.
ahead.
Thank
So
you,
I have a
Shalvai.
question.
Yes.
So which one we will be best? Objective in research proposal. Which one will be best? Objectives or research question, or the both research objectives and research question?
If you are allowed, definitely you can say the main aim of this research is in a single statement, what you are gonna investigate, right? Then you divide this objective in 2 or 3 questions, not too many, and not only one, multiple. One objective should be substantiated by more than one question. Okay, ideally 2 or 3. If it is 6, 7, it is too much. 6, 7 could be your hypothesis. But question should be broadly 2 or 3, not more than this. It would be too many. So one objective and linked with multiple questions. Okay. So questions
Okay.
are just like a means of achieving your objective.
Okay.
Just elements. Elements of objectives are questions. That's it.
So think about I have 2 research question. I want to investigate 2 research question. So can I include in research methodology part to achieve the 2 research question? Can I include 2 research model?
Of course,
So
you can.
for
Two research-
investigating the first research question, I want to use this model.
Mhm.
And for second research question, I will use the second research model. This one. This is the dependent variable, and also these are the independent variable. Maybe.
From research question, you will go to hypothesis, and from hypothesis,
Yeah.
you will go to your model or equation.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
there's a link.
model can be more than one
Based on hypothesis. If
based on hypothesis.
if you have more than one hypothesis, definitely you will have different equations, because not every equation will be same. If hypotheses are different, equation should be different,
Different.
because you are manipulating with your independent variable, right? You are changing your hypothesis, manipulating your independent variable, so that will be reflected in your equation. Equation number 1, equation number 2, equation number 3. This way.
So yeah, just see the in your template research proposal. I see there is a issue of endogeneity problem.
Mhm.
Can you explain this shortly? What is the endogeneity problem in the research methodology part?
Endogeneity problem at the proposal stage, the thing is, your question is why I have included it, or what is
Yeah,
indigeneity?
yeah. Why we should consider the endogeneity issue in the research?
Yeah. Okay,
Endogeneity.
that's good. In baseline regression, we start with descriptive statistics, then we move to correlation, and still correlation is not the causation. We all know it, right? But we do it. Correlation. Then we go for regression. As correlation is not the answer, we go for regression. Okay. But still, if you get good significant result in regression, that does not mean this is the final saying. Because in every equation, we have something called error term, right? Y equal to a plus bx plus e, right? Common regression equation. So this error term, this is unobserved variable, because we are not able to accommodate all the relevant variables for this y, for this dependent variable. We don't know. We don't have this sort of data. That is why there is something definitely there will be unobservable in our research. Error term. So what if this our coefficient, determination of coefficient, okay, statistically significant, but we are not confirmed this is the causal relation, because our observed data, this is not any experimental data. In medical science, they have experimental data, random variable, okay, treatment group, control group. So there is no endogeneity issue. But in most of the cases in accounting and finance, the data are observed data. These are secondary data. Randomness was not done. So that is why we cannot confidently say this is a causal relation. To establish causal relation, we have to prove the endogeneity. That yes, our independent variable was endogenous, but this endogenous variable or this endogeneity has been ruled out by doing these and these tests. Maybe instrumental variable, maybe differences in differences test, maybe all other JMM method. There are lots of alternatives. The purpose is to establish the causal relation, not just correlation. We have to rule
I
out
think this is one kind of robustness test in the result.
robustness test. You may say alternative measures. Just yes, our result is
So
robust.
endogeneity is considering the unobservable factors in the model.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unobservable factor.
So
What if we are trying to investigate our independent variable is causing this dependent variable? What if the other way around, the dependent variable could be causing the independent variable of our interest? So we have to rule out these sort of side effects of regression. That is why endogeneity is a must. Without endogeneity test, the quality article quality research is not possible, especially in business field. In accounting and finance, endogeneity is very, very common. So when you mention this endogeneity in your research proposal, the supervisor will think that yes, you at least know that endogeneity is very common.
yeah.
That is the
So in research proposal, you know that the word limit ranges from 1,000 to 3,000. And there are some part introduction, literature review, methodology, significance, references also. So how many what are research hypothesis. How many hypotheses can I include in my proposal? Is there any limit in maybe
No,
7
it
or
doesn't
8
matter.
or
It
2
doesn't
or
matter.
3? It
Roughly
depends on
2,
the
3.
research question.
Roughly 2, 3 is fine. Okay.
2 to 3. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Because
yeah,
this is just the
I think
beginning of your journey. Okay. It's not the final word. It is just the beginning.
final. Okay.
Hmm.
Another question is you wrote evidence from Asian countries. Your research proposal. Can I say just like evidence from China and US?
Yeah,
Two
yes,
countries. Okay.
of course you can. Why not?
But I have to mention clearly why I have chosen these 2 countries.
Yes.
Why
Definitely. Everything is
I
good
have
work.
chosen these 2 countries. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Anybody else? I think we are almost done. If you have no more question and comment or query, we better bring the end today here. Okay, everyone?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Wishing you all the best.
Thank you.
Take care.